Welcome to Real Estate Coaching Radio, starring award-winning real estate coaches and #1 international best-selling authors, Tim and Julie Harris. Real Estate Coaching Radio is the nation's #1 daily radio show for realtors who demand authentic, real-time coaching. Get ready for fluff-free, unfiltered, full-strength honesty about what's truly working to get you into action, helping others, and making money now in today's real estate market. Now to our hosts, Tim and Julie Harris.
3, 2, 1, and Julie, we are back. Okay, so we are now going to be drilling down on the new SBA Paycheck Protection Program. We have been talking with you guys endlessly, really, it seems like it, feels like it, for the last 2 weeks about all these different government programs that have come out specifically for small business owners, which all of you listening are. And we've asked you as much as we can and as clearly as we can to take all the opportunities you can that you can be offered for assistance of any variety and accept it. And I know this creates a little bit of a moral quagmire for some of you, but we need to move past that and realize that your business being shut down and essentially in many cases, shut down to the point where you can't earn any money wasn't because of your missteps or any sort of, thing that you did to yourself. The government just literally told you you're shut down, stay in your house, you're quarantined, no business for you for the next 30 days. And realistically, we're hearing tale that it might be through the end of May. So without having to rehash all the things we talked to you guys about on this podcast for the last 2 weeks, we want you I don't want to rehash it, do you?
No, but I have seen it develop into 2 different buckets for them to take care of. So you have the immediate need, and the list is your mortgage, your car, your credit card payments, student loans, if you have them or your kids have them, and utilities. Some of the utility companies are now being flexible as well. And then you have sort of ancillary services that may be sending you some special things that are going on as well. So that's your immediate cash flow needs. And then we have future protection is what I'm calling it, which is your small business association loan, your your paycheck protection program, which we're going to be talking about today because this is new. This is your new piece of information today. And then, of course, your stimulus check. So that's a different bucket. You've got immediate, and then you've got protect yourself going into the future.
If Julie and I sound a little bit tired today, it's because we stayed up last night after midnight because we knew the information was going to be released from the SBA in the early hours. We wanted to get the information to you guys immediately because we know for a fact that some of you desperately need this help. So that is the information we have for you today. But I want to remind you, we are absolutely positively encouraging all of you to take advantage of every one of these programs, all the government aid, all the aid from any source you can possibly get, and all the information on how we're going to give you the overview. We're going to answer some questions a lot of you have had about the Paycheck Protection Program, the SBA programs, but everything, the whole, everything essentially with all the to-do now and the applications here, the state-by-state breakdown of what should be happening with your how to apply for unemployment. All the big mortgage companies now are starting to backfill small mortgage companies. You can call them for forbearances, car payments, every bit of information that you need to essentially know what to do and the order in which to do it is available for you for free. And all you've got to do is text the word survival to 31996. Text the word survival to 31996. So we're going to give you a free membership to a coaching program we started in response to this global pandemic and really the destruction of our economy. And we don't need to be any more dystopian than that at this point. But the reality of all those things are a reality. And so we're trying to do everything we can in our power to stay ahead of the curve and then keeping you guys ahead of the curve. And remember, when you're reading this information, when you're filling out these online applications to essentially apply for the unemployment, apply for mortgage forbearance, you need to tell everyone you know to do the same thing. And the easiest way for you to tell them what to do is the way I'm telling you to do it. Just text the word survival to 31996. So tell your neighbors, tell your friends, well, maybe not people without real estate licenses, but tell all your realtor friends, tell all the agents in your office, tell everyone that'll listen to you, text the word survival to 31996. The information on the website is being updated constantly. How many times are you updating it per day?
Pretty much every hour there's something new going on.
Right.
And that's updates, both new stuff and then removing what used to be or that's been upgraded. Sometimes they roll out a plan and then you get the real plan once it's been voted in.
Yep.
So that's an ongoing thing, and I think I would expect it to go like that for quite some time.
And I have to say, in a macabre way, I'm thrilled that the government this time around is actually helping small business owners, and it's actually helping the folks on Main Street, as they are fond of saying, which is you and I and all the rest of us. It's helping the real people, the business owners, the small business owners. The emphasis has been put on bailing us out first, and that's fantastic. So it's your actual obligation to take advantage of these programs because they're designed to make you stronger. They're designed so you can protect your family. And Julie was just on our premier coaching call, and we're actually putting in a lot of extra sessions to help you guys through this rough patch. And, it's interesting how different people are reacting to the idea of asking essentially for a government handout. And I know that's a psychological mooring line for a lot of you, but just think of it this way. You need to put aside your own, let's call it ego, and focus on the fact that 90, 120 days, 180 days from now, if things aren't better, if matter of fact they're worse, you would have been thrilled the fact that you took advantage of these programs. And I'm going to give you a real specific reason why you absolutely need to be urgent. The Paycheck Protection Program, the one that Julie's about to start giving you the details on, it is a limited time type deal, not through the SBA. I think it was Julie, $355 billion or $350 billion. And once the money's gone, it's gone, and you can't start applying until basically as a formally incorporated business. You can start applying on April 3rd, and then if you're an independent contractor, you're just 1099. You could start on April 10th.
10th, correct?
Yeah, April 10th. All right, so we're going to get into the questions, but remember, every one of you must absolutely text the word survival to 31996, and you're going to be not only given all the information that we're giving you now, but all the links and all the other information. We have literally 2 staff members whose only job right now is to research all of this and then post it on the website. And when you get there, you're going to see that the information, like we said, is changing constantly because it's changing constantly from the governmental side as well. This information is all free. So just text the word survival to 31996. Julie?
Yes, and unlike some of the other programs, this one does actually have a cap, and we want you to move extra quick on this. I know you guys are dealing with a lot all simultaneously, but please don't sit on the information and say, well, when I get a chance to digest it, then I'll maybe research it and then maybe I'll do something about it. Just take action immediately because some of these things do actually have caps, at least for now. That could change. Okay.
Well, by caps, she means that it's a limited amount of money, and once the money's gone, it's gone.
They'll just end the program. They'll
just end the program, right? So you got to do it today.
Yes. Okay. Small Business Paycheck Protection Program is the official name of this. The Paycheck Protection Program provides small businesses with funds to pay up to 8 weeks of payroll costs, including benefits. Funds can also be used to pay interest on mortgages, rent, and utilities. And then the next thing it says, this is interesting, fully forgiven. All right, so how's that work? Funds are provided in the form of loans that will be fully forgiven when used for payroll costs, interest on mortgages, rent, and utilities. And then they say, due to likely high subscription, at least 75% of the forgiven amount must be used for payroll. Loan payments will also be deferred for 6 months. That's good for your cash flow. No collateral and no personal guarantees are required. Now, that's unusual for this type of a loan. Neither the government nor lenders will charge small businesses any fees. So they're telling you there are ways to get this fully forgiven, and even upfront is a 6-month deferral. That's pretty cool. Okay, so.
Well, just slow down.
Yep.
So you're telling me, and you and I read this about 10 times trying to understand it, right?
Fortunately, it's only one page, but there's a lot on that page.
Yeah, so, but in that particular thing, they're given, and you're going to get into the meat and potatoes about how they go about assessing what the loan amount will be, right? Is that coming?
I don't have that information just yet.
Okay, well, I do. I read it.
What do you mean the times 2.5% deal? I have to switch over to the application to get that.
Yeah, so we're going to tell you about that. But if I remember correctly, what they do is they take. So again, when they say, let's say you're a sole proprietor in essence, and you're incorporated, and you're the only person on your payroll. What you just heard about is a way through the SBA that you yourself can get your essentially your payroll replaced. This is not. This does not negate your ability to get unemployment.
Right.
This is not.
You're right. This is average monthly payroll times 2.5 equals loan amount.
That's right. And so these programs, thank you, dear, these programs are overlapping. So when we hear about the mortgage forbearance, when you hear about the unemployment, when you hear about what Julie just told you about, that's not one or the other. It's all of them. Are you understanding what I'm saying, listeners? Julie, next point.
Yes, you got it. So I'm going to stick to the overview, and then we'll pull out some other stuff from the actual application. So let's see. I've actually had quite a few of our coaching clients already respond that they're going to use it, but also their spouse's business. and perhaps some people in your database, past client centers of influence. This is not just for you in this case. This is not specific to real estate, guys. Let's see. Forgiveness is based on the employer maintaining or quickly rehiring employees, maintaining salary levels. Some details on that. All small businesses are eligible. So what's a small business to the SBA? Fewer than 500 employees, which is pretty much everybody listening, including nonprofits, self-employed individuals, sole proprietorships, and independent contractors are eligible. All right. So when to apply? Tim just mentioned this. Starting April 3rd for small businesses with sole proprietorships, starting April 10th, independent contractors and self-employed can apply. We encourage you to apply as quickly as you can because of the funding cap. All right, how do you apply? And this is interesting too. Of course, we are providing when you text 31996 survival. We've got all of the
text survival to 31996. You did it backwards.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Well, someone's going to screw it up. So
that's true.
Text the word survival to 31996.
Yes, you're right. Don't text the number to the name. Yeah. Okay. So how to apply? You can apply through an existing SBA 7A lender. Okay. So what is that? Some of your lenders who you're doing business with, either with your mortgage or your savings and checking accounts, or perhaps a credit union that you use, some of them do offer, some of them are existing SBA 7 lenders. So you can go through your lender.
Can't you do it direct?
You can go direct. Okay?
Yeah, go direct.
The only reason I think somebody would go through their lender is maybe they get a lower interest rate, but at this, on their other stuff for having multiple relationships.
Go direct.
But I think this is urgent enough. You probably just want to go direct.
Because the problem is the money's going to run out. So go direct. Yeah. And on the website with the text survival to 31996, we give you the link so you can just go download the PDF. Julie, did you check? Is the PDF, can you fill it out on their website, or do you have to
believe so.
Fill it out?
So.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
now, here's something else interesting, because a lot of the questions are like, well, how are they going to pre-qualify me, and what kind of documentation do they want? Listen to this. All loans will have the same terms regardless of lender or borrower. Okay. Does that sound like they're going to be doing a lot of paperwork?
And what does that mean? What does that mean, guys? And here's the best part. I don't want to step on Julie's best part, but we'll get to it.
It does seem like you can fill it out, yes.
Well, the loans are non-recourse. That's going to be the best part of this. They're non-recourse. So these are non-recourse. I know a lot of you don't know what that means. It means that if you default on this loan, they can't go after your personal assets. And now, look, we're not attorneys. We're not accountants. We're not anything. But this is what it says. They're non-recourse. So, and you can fill out the form on the PDF. So there you go.
It's pretty simple. It's like 2 pages.
And there's no verifications. They're not asking for tax. Am I right, Julie?
I'm re-reviewing this right now. So I do not believe so. The questions are things like, are you presently involved in a bankruptcy? Are you delinquent on child support? Yeah. Let's see. And do you already have an existing injury disaster loan before January 31st? Probably none of you do. Let's see. You have to be a 20% or greater owner of your own business. Are you subject to any kind of criminal indictment? Are you a felon? I mean, these are fairly simple questions. Are you a U.S. citizen? And then you have to swear that you actually read this thing that's included in the form. You're certifying what's going on. I'm going to read through some of this. So back to you for a second.
And the last part of this, guys, is they ask for your routing number and your bank account number. So what it appears that they're going to do, because it's their prerogative to get the money out as fast as possible, is they're going to just use this form and what you put in that form. And it does not appear that there's going to be a lot of extra, like applying for a mortgage where you have to go into underwriting and all this Mickey Mouse. It looks to me like this is designed to be a fast application to put money in people's pockets immediately. Again, this is not a loan in the normal sense, because if you follow the rules, the loan is forgiven, which in essence makes it like a grant. So for many of you, for all of you, frankly, every single one of you, it does not matter how big your brokerage is or small your brokerage is. You absolutely need to be making the application to this. And let's just see how it actually sorts itself out. Maybe you'll get maybe they'll offer you a loan that's I call it a loan, but remember, it can convert to a grant if you just follow the rules. So that's really the punchline here. Is there might be some sort of formage, there might be some sort of process that you need to turn in. But the reality of it is this is definitely worth pursuing. Julie?
Yes. So let's see. Pretty simple and straightforward stuff. A lot of this is just their disclosures about different things like, different acts, Civil Rights Act and stuff like that, is just part of their form. So yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't apply for this. I mean, some people have some kind of philosophical thing in their head that why would I do that? Here's your philosophy. A lot of economists are predicting 10 to 40% unemployment. What is that potentially going to do to your business short-term and long-term? You don't know. So if you're going to have a philosophy, I'm pretty sure the one to have is to protect your own cash flow and see how this pans out. There is no comparison. We've been talking about this a lot on podcasts. You guys have got to stop saying this time's just like last time, because it's not. There's not a thing about this that's like last time. You know, even if you look at the government programs, you know, last time it was, you know, get out of your house, we're foreclosing. That's kind of opposite. So there is no comparison.
Well, but it is the natural inclination for people to basically
well, it gives
say,
you comfort.
That's what it is. It gives you basically a sense of comfort, and it gives you a sense that you know, and you can get through it, and we all get through it together. We're not suggesting, you know, there's zombies that are going to stump, roving hordes of cannibalism. That's not going to happen. Well, let's hope not. So that's a joke, people. It's April 1st. Lighten up.
I thought April Fool's was canceled this year.
No, it's not canceled in our business. But look, so here, you get this loan. You just put the loan in the bank. You don't even have to use the money. You can repay it if you don't want to use it. The same thing goes with what we're going to be telling you guys how to do specifically with regards to unemployment, which is crazy to say, but we're going to tell you how to apply for unemployment in every state. We're going to do that either later today or we're going to do that tomorrow. You got it, Jules? Yep. And so we're going to tell you, and the forbearances and all that, we've been talking about that, and all that information is already mostly updated, waiting for you over on the free coaching site where you're going to get access to if you text the word survival to 31996. So here it is. Here's the bottom line. Apply for everything. Do everything necessary to get the loan. Julie read one place that the SBA loan does require tax returns, and she read another place that it doesn't. So you're just going to have to go through the process and find out.
Well, and by the way, you do have to do your tax returns regardless of whether they want them or not. They're just saying that it's going to match it. Don't like, you know, throw a number out that they can't see on a tax return.
I think they're basing it on 2019. But if you haven't, but no one's filed their tax returns yet until
they said that they'll use 18.
Yeah, there you go. So use 18 because the filing tax deadline from what I read was extended through July. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's going to be more and more programs that are coming out like this. And every time we find out about one, we're going to tell you. And every time we tell you, you need to take advantage of it. Because right now, again, we keep on telling you this. There's not going to be a V-shaped recovery. That's impossible. The virus is going to play itself out however long it's going to take, 12 to 18 months most likely. And then hopefully we're going to have a reprieve from any more pandemics for a while because this one's kind of exhausting already, isn't it? By the way, in case you guys are counting, this is officially day 17 or 18 of the pandemic in the United States. I'm waiting for someone to start, calling it, day 17, and then we're going to see day 59, day 60.
Ugh, hopefully not.
I know, but that's what's coming. So in the meantime, the reality of it is no one really knows, and this is the real scary part, and what really should be taken into consideration, the everlasting damage to the economy. Yes, obviously, a global health pandemic where people are dying, that's horrible. They're predicting over 200,000 deaths in the United States now. That's going to be unbelievably bad. And the government's telling us for the next 2 weeks, they're expecting to see the most number of people die. And that's unbelievably just horrible, no doubt. But the effects of this, beyond the inevitable people that will have PTSD for the rest of their lives, or, it's societally, we're going to change. Everything that you think is normal is going to change, or everything you've taken for granted is going to change. And it's going to change in sort of overreaching, sort of losing our liberties ways, but also in kind of ways that are magical and special. And, I had a coaching client ask me this morning, what we thought was going to change, same question everyone asks. And he, of course, he was in a kind of a dark mood, so he's looking for dark answers, but I didn't give him dark answers. I said, I think there's a lot of people that are going to rediscover religion. I think there's a lot of people that are going to rediscover the importance of family. I think there's a lot of people that are going to have been forced to slow down for a long period of time, and they're really going to reevaluate the decisions they've been making up to this point in their lives. And I was talking to Julie yesterday. I like having Zoe at home. Yeah, she's a crazy girl sometimes. She's 6 years old. They all are. but I really enjoy having her at home. And I'm noticing that the schoolwork takes about 2.5 hours to do every day. What is she doing at school the rest of the time? Socializing is what the answer is.
I'll tell you, she's in timeout.
Yeah, or timeout. That's right. Or in the nurse's office from falling down the playground. Right? But I mean, I'm kind of, maybe we don't have to put up with her bringing home some various cold every 2 weeks. Maybe we don't have to put up with sitting through the school run every morning and every afternoon. Maybe that's an obsolete way. I don't know. I don't have an answer. But I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for a lot of people to really start reassessing things that they just thought were the way they were because they were the way they were. I mean, what's wrong with online school? What's wrong with just everything sort of needs to be rehashed and reconsidered. And we might find on the other side of this that, frankly, the business opportunities are so much bigger and so much more expansive. Look, guys, you can grow a business a lot bigger, a lot faster when it's online than you can if you have to wait to open up stores and storefronts. You can expand in more ways. If businesses, for example, how many businesses that won't make this economic crash, we're smothering out the opportunity for other businesses to start? A lot. And we would have never imagined, for example, that if you look at, the old example of look at Netflix versus, I don't even remember the name, Blockbuster, right? Yep. I mean, the Blockbuster people made fun of Netflix until Netflix basically ate their lunch. Well, I mean, that was because the internet allowed that to happen and consumer behavior change where they just decide, if I can download this, why would I go out the door? Isn't that another revolution of sorts happening right now where because everyone is sequestered in their homes, isn't that sort of changing some of the existing cultural and social paradigms that maybe forever will be that'll stay changed? I don't know, but I'm excited about the future. I am, and I know so is Julie, and I know so are a lot of you. But for you to get there, you're going to have to make it through this. Really, it's going to be a grisly financial rough patch for many of you, and certainly for our country. Because the reality of it is, and this is not me or Julie being a pessimist, it's just us being obviously true about, what we're trying to do and help you guys avoid the tendency to ignore the actual facts about how bad this is going to be on the economy. Yes, the number of people dying is going to be unbelievably terrible, already is. But the economic fallout, all the people that are going to be harmed from losing their jobs, the jobs are not going to bounce back. All the businesses that are going to go out of business, all the people that are going to be suffering long term because this financial, like I said, crash is really what it is. It's an economic crash like we've never seen before. Not just since, people are saying it's just like September 11th. No, not even close. People are saying it's just like 2007, 2009. No, not even close. People are even saying it's like the Great Depression that started in 29. No, not even close. This is way worse than all of those. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. So who stands on the other side of this? I think it's the people that are proactive, the people that basically are doing everything they can to protect what they have now, which is what we've been helping you and pleading for all of you to take seriously. Because once you get your financial house in order, once you have your financial walls built, once you are financially sound, then, frankly, you could start taking advantage of the different ways there are to be of service to other people in this new economy, in our industry, and you can learn the things that you need to learn in order to move forward with your business. That's also what's exciting. So suggestions, sort of look at this SBA deal. So this SBA deal basically is a limited type deal. You get to it, you wait too long, the money's going to all be gone. We told you the same thing about BPOs the other day. If you wait too long, you're not going to be able to get on the BPO company's list, and you're not going to be able to get BPO orders. If you wait too long at all these types of things, when you wait too long for all these types of things, what you're going to experience is undue hardship because it's going to be harder for you to build momentum when everyone else is trying to do the same thing. We want you to be an early mover, be an early adopter. Don't wait. Absolutely, positively, go as fast as you can and take action on all the programs, and then take action on all the things we're going to suggest that you're doing right now and should be doing to learn how to make money. We told you on the show yesterday about BPO cash flow. How many of you took that seriously? You want to make money now? You want to make money 30, 60, 90 days from now? Text the word BPO to 31996. We're going to tell you exactly how to do it. On tomorrow's show, and really, again, we're going to do our best to start focusing in on the third phase of our Ultimate Agent Survival Guide. So remember, guys, this is 3 phases, and this guide is available on the website. What I just told you about, just text the word survival to 31996. It's a 3-phase guide. The first phase is called survival. That's putting your own mask on first. The second, did I get that right? No, the first phase is called personal. And
then protect.
The mic.
Sorry. Then protect, and then profit.
Yes. So personal, protect, then profit. The protect part is where you're going to be learning how to make money helping folks buy or sell real estate in this new economy. And the profit is where we're going to be telling you guys how to make money. And making money right now, if we start talking about that, some of you it would definitely make a lot of you uncomfortable because you're still emotionally, frankly, you're emotionally crushed, a lot of you. And I know that, and I understand that, and I accept that. But you as a leader in your own world, and Julian and I as a leader in our own world, we have to understand that we don't have the right to sit around and just bemoan the situation. If you know what to do, which is what we're telling you to do, and you don't do it yourself, let alone help other people to do it, show them how to do it, just tell them to text survival to 31996, that's kind of immoral in my opinion. Julie, do you have an opinion of that?
Yeah, I actually had a coaching client tell me today, he's like, if people are too lazy to take action on what you guys are coaching, well, they shouldn't come crying to you because come on. If it just takes 10 minutes. In fact, the thing we were just talking about, the payroll protection plan, it actually says in their fine print, this form should take 8 minutes to fill out, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And it said, if you have comments about that, where to send your complaint or something, I don't know. But yeah, these things do not take long for you guys to get on top of. And we've been giving you a list systematically to get through. And at some point, and this is what I was talking with a coaching client about, he's like, at some point, we just have to move into profit. After we've taken care of these things, at some point, there's got to be almost like a hard stop. You either took action or you didn't, and now you've got to get to work.
They won't have a choice as to whether they took action or didn't, because what will happen is if they didn't take action, they're not going to be able to afford a lot of mortgage payments, and they're going to basically...
Yeah, they'll have to react instead of be proactive.
That's right. That's what we're wanting you guys to do. And this is the reason that we're telling you things that other people aren't telling you. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but we saw this coming. We did not know Julie and I have been warning you there's going to be some kind of crash correction.
Remember our podcast, How to Recession
For over
Proof?
a year. We told you guys this was coming. There's videos on YouTube where we're telling you, we didn't say pandemic, but we knew there was going to be a crash. It's just obvious. And so now we're in this pandemic thing, and it's not just a housing crash, it's an actual economic crash. The economic crash is going to be more significant on all of your lives than the effects of the pandemic. I mean, God forbid you lose somebody you love, and then that statement doesn't qualify for you. But for the rest of you, it's the economic crash that you need to be prepared for. So if you knew for sure, here's an interesting thought for you. If you knew for sure that the pandemic was coming, and it hit on Julie's birthday, basically, in the United States.
Thanks.
Yeah, so March 12th forever will be known as Pandemic Day, Julie's birthday.
Yeah.
So if you knew for sure that the pandemic was coming back in, say, for example, September or October of 2019, if you knew for sure 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months into the future, we'd be in this essentially this global economic apocalypse, which is insane just to even imagine. What different things would you have been doing differently then? What different actions would you have taken? The list is long, right? You would probably have been saving more money. You would have really tightened down on your skills. You probably would have spent a lot less time on the silly social networking, all this other trendy garbage that people have normalized over the years. You would have spent a lot more time learning how to make money in this new market. You would have spent a lot more time doing the real work of real estate, wouldn't have you? Well, here, listen to what your coach is telling you, or maybe I'm your future coach, Julie and I, in our business. 6 months from now, there's every reason to believe things are going to be a hell of a lot worse than they are now. And I mean it in every conceivable way. Economically, real estate-wise, everything. Everything's going to be an absolute shit show. I cannot see how that's not true. There is no V-shaped recovery. There's not going to be all of a sudden bounce back. This is going to be a long drag. They're extending. Look, you guys can read the headlines all you want, but let's just accept that. Now, why do I hope I'm wrong? Because I do not wish the hardship that's going to come from what we just said on anybody. It's horrible, but you have to be prepared for it. What's the downside of being prepared for the worst and hoping for the best? What a lot of you are stuck in is the hoping for the best part, but you're not being prepared at all. And the unfortunate fact, just like that coaching student said to Julie, is if you wait too long, literally you won't be able to do anything about it in 60 to 90 days. These programs will spend all their money. the BPO companies and some of these other companies we're going to be telling you guys about that are designed for markets like this, they're not going to need you because they're essentially going to be fully subscribed. You're going to have waited too long because you are spending too much time hoping for the best.
Yeah, that's it. And again, that means that you're going to be at a huge disadvantage, and you think you feel stressed now, wait until you've waited. This is your precursor to protecting yourself. And we always joke about saying, hey, thanks, past Tim and Julie, for thinking of that. You need to say thanks, fill in the blank with your name for actually taking action on all these things. And I know that there's about, depending on what you're, doing forbearances on, probably 5 to 12 different things that we've already presented to you that you need to be in front of. You should do all of them. This is not the time to have analysis paralysis, to wait, to mess around. And yes, I know you have to keep your deals together. You've got a lot of plates spinning. You're homeschooling your kids. There's all of this stuff going on, but you have to be very proactive. And fortunately, and I was just reading, Tim, something that one of our coaches sent us, from the Mortgage Association. There's a whole bunch of different mortgage associations, but basically they are trying really hard to streamline their forbearances. And they were talking about, they recommend as little contact as possible with the actual borrower because they're short-staffed on people to actually be on the phone and talk to you about it. And that most of them are just going to a simple online, 3-minute thing. And they said that they don't anticipate doing very much paperwork. So that's a good thing. They're telling you that this is not going to be hard. Click on the link, fill it out, and be on your way.
Yeah, I agree. So look,
it's all good.
Take action on this, guys. We've laid it all out for you. Please just text the word survival to 31996. If you're an existing coaching member, especially Premier Coaching, you obviously know this information has already been published for you and waiting for you on the Harris Learning portal. In the meantime, if you guys want us to speak to your group, I'm getting a lot of requests for that. We will always say yes. So if you want us to speak to your brokerage, your team, if you want us to speak to your association, if you want to do obviously a Zoom meeting for all those types of things, and you want Julie and I to do the heavy lifting for you, presenting our three-phase plan, let's do it. Just email me directly. Actually, just text me directly at 512-758-0206. And of course, we're going to have your backs. Let's get through this together, guys. But understand, you cannot be a Pollyanna. You cannot just hope and not take action. It's take action time. And, be there for other people. Be there for your neighbors, your friends, your family, your loved ones. Next week, and hopefully tomorrow, we're going to start drilling down more. We told you about BPO cash flow yesterday. We're going to start getting into the weeds even more about the things you can be doing now to make money. And like Julie said, if you don't take this seriously, what we're telling you to do on the personal phase, and you don't put your own mask on first, and frankly, it's going to be your own fault because we couldn't have made it any clearer, and we are giving you guys this information before everybody else is, and everybody else was. If there's anything you need us for, you know how to get a hold of us. Have a fantastic day.
This program has been a presentation by Tim and Julie Harris, Real Estate Coaching. For more information on our real estate coaching and training programs, visit our website at timandjulieharris.com. Remember to tune in weekdays at noon for upcoming shows. And until next time, thank you for listening to Real Estate Coaching Radio with Tim and Julie Harris.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.